Okay, what are we doing here? We got the Apple AirPod Pros. I bought these because I want to get more familiar with what the mass market, not chi-fi, like outside of that, what people are doing. Had some people come into the channel and were like, "Oh, they're garbage. All this garbage, really?" Oh, no, a second. Bluetooth. This is the Pro M11. It's paired. All right, we'll leave it right there. Let me go ahead and open this. What are we looking at? What the hell's going on in the background? It's Christmas time. It's very busy. 12-year-old Misaki, 12-year-old girl. She wants a Kangoru bag, like Kangol, like LL Cool J was wearing 25 years ago. They make bags. This 12-year-old Japanese girl wants one. She also wants a tablet. Good luck, Misaki. Sony headphones. I have no idea. Adventure Time cushion. Interesting stuff. Gonna pass this to them, tell them to give it to their mother, and then tell their mother to give it to Santa, and then they'll maybe get what they're asking for. And I got today's classes to do it. This is just a warning for everybody not to touch the balloons because I got a giant display coming up. Before I get into this real quick, or while I'm talking, when I first got onto internet forums, there was a very, very odd stereotype about bass heads. I come from car audio, and the term bass head pretty much came from there. I never heard it prior to being in car audio, and I've heard it in headphones, but long before headphones and Beats and all that stuff came along and made more than the niche group of headphone lovers come in. People were, bashing on bass heads, and I was puzzled because bass heads have car audio systems, which means that they've got physical drivers representing the mid frequencies, which means that they've got physical drivers representing the upper frequencies, which means they've got physical drivers or drivers representing the low frequency, positioned physically in different locations. It's like a home theater system, and in some ways I think better because it's more of a controlled space. And you can time correct everything easier than you can for a room, unless you got a lot of money to, deaden the walls and stuff like that. So to have people that listen to single little teeny drivers that go in their ears criticize people because they like a lot of bass, like they don't sometimes turn the gain down or switch up their system a little bit and listen to some Earth, Wind, and Fire on an Epic car audio system. Have you ever done that? September by Earth, Wind, and Fire in a really good car audio system with the bass tamed just a little bit, 2 or 3 15-inch subs in the back doing that whole kick and bass drum. The bassist on Earth, Wind, and Fire is pretty dope, man. So the stereotype for bass heads, kind of. And then when I said that I was getting these Apple AirPod Pros, or some people like Apple sucks, and I'm not going to defend Apple. Are you kidding me? Holy crap. There's so many stories you could tell about Apple. But they sometimes make good stuff. And I already paired this, as you can see, and started listening to it, listening to Kendrick Lamar, and first impressions are, these actually sound really nice. And I want to have these in my collection as I start to branch out into more Bluetooth stuff, and people say, how's that compared to, the AirPod Pros? Because whether you think that's good enough, and by the way, let me interject another thing. When I first got into doing videos for like reviews, I had to, join tours, and then I started to give negative reviews of stuff and started to get like blacklisted. And then some AliExpress shops reached out to me, and at that time, a lot of your favorite YouTubers were saying publicly, like, I'm not, my viewers aren't interested in that cheap Chinese stuff. I know 2 or 3. I know 2 right offhand, and they're doing Chi-Fi now because they, number one, need content, and number two, they've discovered there's a lot of good stuff there. So there's going to be a lot of Bluetooth stuff coming in, and a lot of people are going to have this as reference, whether you like it or not, because they're going to sell a lot of it because it's Apple and because they have a loyal fan base. And if someone says to me, how does this set of Chi-Fi whatever sound compared to the iPod AirPods because I got those, or the AirPod Pros because I got them as a Christmas gift, or are these a good cheap option with similar sound or better? And I can say that. So this is my personal $300 invested in this so that I can give an opinion to a bigger group. That's what this is about. And also, chill with the stereotypes type, like bass heads. Bass heads got drivers as big as your head, and lots of them, and they can hear the mid frequencies brilliantly more than you can with your little earphones in your ear. And I've got as many earphones in the past year as anybody, and love them and wreck them and listen to them more than headphones right now. As it gets a little colder, I'll be switching to headphones more. But don't look down on other people. You're just punking yourself when you do that. The day's gonna come, and then you look back and you think, yeah, I should have kept my mouth shut. Stereotypes are no good. Bass heads love good music, man. I never had to consider V-shaped when I was car audio. There was never a time when the bass was overwhelming the mids because the driver couldn't handle the mids because of the speed that the bass was causing, the issue of the resonating low frequency. I didn't have to think about that because I had separate mid drivers. I didn't know what a V was until I got into personal audio. So chill out with that. And, Apple sucks and all this stuff. God, I don't even want to say Google because I'm on YouTube, but there's a lot of sketchy, no good stuff going on right now. And this company is an overlord in our lives right now, trying to control everything. The latest online gaming platform released by Google requires you to use a Pixel phone to activate your Founders Edition version, and people aren't getting their activation codes, and it's not streaming in 4K, and you got to use Google Mail and a Google phone, and they used to get on the organized crime about stuff like that because that's racketeering pretty much. You're forcing people into zero options. So Apple's played that game. Microsoft plays that game. Google's played that game. Amazon's trying to play the game. So don't sweat these people because their worship money is their god. I got these just so I can listen to them and say. And let me tell you, first impressions, these sound really nice with Kendrick Lamar. And Kendrick Lamar is hip hop, but I've said many, many times, Tupac, All Eyes on Me, and Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City are probably the two best hip hop mastered albums that I've ever heard. I mean, just the higher the quality of the gear, the more impressive those two sound. So let me tell you another thing. Let me tell you. How many times when I say that? I can't tell which one is the Pro when I'm looking down. And when I was doing A and B comparisons, I confused it because I had put the Pro inside this to see if it fit inside this plastic case, because this one doesn't come with it. And at one point I was like, man, the regular one sounds better. And I started listening to stuff and was like, man. And then it turned out that the one that I thought was better was the Pro. So do I recommend the Pro? No, because of what's coming after it. And because the people that would buy this probably already have it, so I'm not wrecking it. But does it sound good? Yes. Does it sound better than the M11? I think it did, and I was thinking the opposite when that occurred. And that's the benefit of having something that looks identical this way. So when I was looking through the camera and listening to them, I started to get a little confused because not only was there not much of a difference, I thought the regular M11 sounded better. And then when I was picking it up and looking at it, it was inside this, but it wasn't hooked up. I don't use that hardly at all recently, but it's good to have around just in case. And I got that, like, oh, I got you, whistleblower. I nailed you. And then discovered, oh, the one that I thought sounded better is the Pro. Is it audible? Well, my brain thought it was hearing the opposite and was getting excited, like, I'm gonna nail these people. This doesn't. Not only does it not sound indiscernible, it sounds like the other one is better than. No, I actually was thinking that the Pro was better when thinking. I thought the Pro was being beaten by the regular one when in fact I was listening to the other one, when these are looked on straight down, I was unable to tell the difference. It wasn't until later that I figured it out. So an update on that. Does it sound different? I think it does. It's got a... I don't want to get into heights. I don't want to get into bullshit talk because it's bullshit talk. But I did have a moment where I thought, whoa, this one sounds better than this, and this is not supposed to be the better one, and then confused when I looked and saw, oh shit, I forgot I put it in this case. Not plugged in, but was switching it to see if it fit. Put it in backwards at one point just to show you. There's the power button. So it was in here. Hold on a second, everybody. So it doesn't come with a case. So this is the Pro, but I thought it was this one, and then I was like, oh my god, it sounds like the other one. What is the point of the Pro? And then was like, what? Oh, that's the Pro. Oh. And if I do that video, people are going to say, shill. Anyway, I honestly did make that mistake. I thought I had figured out something and was wrong. Thank you for looking identical because I got totally confused. So the AirPod Pros are in my possession, and first impressions are love them. They paired easily with the File. They sound really nice. They fit really good. Are they overpriced? $300? In this hobby, man, the prices, I mean, I don't know. We'll see, because now these are going to be compare. Also, I got the Razer Hammerheads, which for some reason could not be shipped to Japan, and I had to use one of those U.S. addresses, and then they forward it to you, so no idea what's happening. I saw that on Flossie's channel. Boy, has he gotten big or what, Flossie? I remember when he was not so big, and I thought, this dude is never going to make it. Yeah, your boy, he made it big time. So saw these on Flossie's channel, saw the Hammerhead on Flossie's channel, and thought, pull him in. Let's see what we got. Listening to Kendrick Lamar, we got good stuff. I'm going to do a full review for these. Not feeling bad at all. You know, like when you buy stuff, I get stuff sent to me. You guys know that, a lot of what I get. And I buy some stuff too. This was one of my purchases, and the chance of me feeling like, man, fuck, whatever. Anyway, never felt like that. Since I listened to them, I thought, these are nice. And then Japanese love Apple because it's an American brand. And so when I put this on my desk, they'll be like, is that the AirPod? That's the Pros, man. I mean AirPods. Chris Teacher don't play with fucking AirPods. He plays with Pros. Realizing right now that I'm looking at another Pro. The Pro set. Bam! And don't touch my damn balloons.